Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Mark Stein of Livonia Stevenson boys basketball. How's it going, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. I know your junior season has come to an end, not the way that you wanted it to, but overall, it was a pretty good year for you.
Yeah, I think it was a very successful year. We definitely came together as a team as well, but even though it didn't end the way we wanted it to be, we definitely just came closer as a team and just fought through.
Yeah, there was different times in the season that you guys really had to battle back through adversity a lot. Um, I'm talking about really the stretch in December where
Yeah.
those games really kind of went out there, but you guys responded right away with some big wins. What was it like to just battle back from something like that?
In that situation, that it comes to a point where you really have nothing to lose. So at that point, you kind of just go out and play. With nothing to lose, and I don't know, just with everything going on with like the highs and lows, you kind of just push yourself a little harder to just get the results you want.
So how do you like as just as yourself? I mean, just obviously the team aspect is one thing, but for you yourself, how do you get through like the tough moments just as a player and just if regardless if something outside of basketball is going on with you?
Right. Yeah. When it comes to just personal, like if I'm in a slump or something with shooting or anything, I mean, I just sometimes after practice, I'll just stay after and just try to get my shot down, get that confidence back, so it transfers back into the game. There'll obviously be times where your shot's just not falling, but better to work on it outside so you're ready for the game.
Yeah. Overall, what were some of and this is one more question where it's just about you yourself. What was the biggest thing that you yourself improved on um, to help the overall team?
Definitely, I think getting to the rim. I shot a lot of free throws this year. Um, Over the summer too, I worked on free throws a ton. I think I was around 80% this year for free throw shooting. So definitely better than last year. So yeah, that definitely got a lot better this year.
Okay. What was it just like going through the KLA East?
It was rough. Like that, every team was very even. Like every game was a battle. There was no games off or anything. So you really had to push through every game and just make sure you were on top of it every time. It was pretty physically demanding and mentally, but it's just how it is sometimes.
Okay. Um, Best moment from this season.
Um, Probably my last game. I had 36. That was definitely a career high. That just felt amazing. Everything was working, clicking, shots were falling. Yeah, it was just a great game. Even though we lost, personally, I just thought it was great.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this, and everyone's like, maybe not everyone won a state title or won a district title or something like that, but it's still a successful year regardless. To battle to do a lot of things that you guys went through during the year, that had to be that just had deep down you were like, oh yeah, yeah, we did this.
Yeah, we definitely fought through a lot, but in the end, it was worth it.
Okay. So, obviously, you will be back next year, of course. You're only a junior. Obviously, you'll be a senior next year, but overall, we have to. Unfortunately, Stevenson's going to have to say goodbye to a couple players. You know, Talk about just like Lucas and Nate and Charlie and the rest of the seniors. What have they all meant to this program?
Yeah, definitely some key players leaving, but we'll bounce back from it. We'll get some new guys, and then we got some guys coming off the bench from this year that'll definitely make a big impact next year. So I'm definitely excited to see how we transfer from this year to next year.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing that you yourself is going to work on this off season?
Definitely defense, making sure I'm in better positions at the right time, especially during travel basketball. Just being quick with my feet definitely. So I think that defensive side is really going to become better this year coming into my senior year.
Biggest thing that you learned this season?
Not everything is going to go your way. Shots aren't always going to fall, but even when that's happening, you just have to mentally fight through it and stay consistent. So that way, when things are falling, you're just right in it and ready to go.
Yeah. Um, Describe like just what's it like just to play. I think I asked you this the last time you were on, but describe what it was like to just be a part of like playing against the two other Livonia schools and some big top matchups in the KLA East.
I mean, it's always a good game. It's always a battle. Um, Definitely can't come into the game not mentally prepared. So, I mean, there's especially with a lot on the line with city champs. So, I mean, you just always have to have your bring your A game and just be ready to play.
Yeah. Um, and finally, what will I think you kind of answered this, but I know you kind of gave your best memory this season. Do you have another moment that stood out from this year that you'll always remember?
Yes, there was in the beginning of the season we went to double overtime against South Lyon. That was probably like, and that and the last couple games as during the regular season, those are probably our best team games. Like we just played fully as a team, offensively and defensively, and we really just were unselfish and played like a real team. And just all those games we got wins in. We just fought through it and just came out with a win.
All right. Well, Mark, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and congrats on a great year. And we'll look forward to watching you next year suit up for the Spartans.
Of course, thank you for having me.